Bitcoin and alt still hovering around support, but is this the start of a small little bounce that could be a massive trap for us? So guys, we're going to cover that. We're going to cover exact Bitcoin levels, and I've got loads of altcoin setups for you guys. Let's go. Guys, and remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. And it is Thursday, so I got a special guest. I've got two special guests. We got Mr. 𝗵𝗆, but we can see he's bearish here today. He's in his
Well, I was actually trying to do some reverse psychology here because the green shirt fucked up the other day. I thought if I go red today, maybe we get a bounce. So just trying to play some games here.
Maybe, guys, is this time different? Look who's here. Panda finally decided to join us. Welcome back,
Howdy
sir, from your travels. How's things? How's life? What's going on?
All good, all good, all good. Just came back from the US and jet lag as hell, but on the charts right now and looking to take a couple of trades, man.
Good. You're looking nice and fresh, so bring us some fresh bangers. Hopefully something that pumps this market, please. Okay, let's get into the stuff. ICP, am I going to go to zero? I've tried to short that thing. I did tell the hackers I was nibbling at a short on ICP. Maybe Panda will look at it with us as well. He's our resident degenerate shorter. So ICP, I am short. Zcash, dare I say, I've tried a short here as well. I just feel like I'm going to get sent to zero today. It's an absolute mess. So look at those things, Zcash and ICP, possible shorts there for Panda to take a look at. Now, let's talk BTC on a very low time frame. So I've really zoomed in here. This is the 1 hour that we are tracking today, and it's been quite a mixed bag at the moment. A lot of chop going on, but what I'm waiting really patiently for is this reversal on the 1 hour. I've been just staring at this thing the whole day, trying to get long, trying to get something going here on BTC. So it looks like we are around the corner from some kind of reversal on the 1 hour time frame. Now, the catch is the 2 hour time frame on a lot of these altcoins, for example, is not reset. The 2 hour actually wants to come down. So we might find ourselves in a situation where we get a 1 hour reversal on BTC and maybe some small little pumpage on these alts. But again, we might have to be a little bit patient for the bigger move. So right now, levels for me, BTC 101,700. You can see we are wicking off the lower half of the bull zone at the moment. And then I've got my 618 a little bit lower down here, which I'm happy if they want to wick it onto that. 101K. It just starts playing with the odds of how big this bounce could be potentially on BTC. But 101K is going to be the next one. And then I've written here wick problem because it genuinely is a problem. And if these market makers really feel like they want to get the job done, they're going to send us down to take out some of this wick. So that could send us sub 100K. But again, from a timing perspective, we can see we are super close to some kind of mini bounce or some kind of relief bounce on this BTC on the 1 hour. Okay, so we'll watch this one closely as the show progresses. Hopefully they give us some kind of bounce. Let's get into some of the stuff. So fear and greed, no one is scared anymore. Apparently, we're back at 27. And let's talk about some leaky situation here and 400 million. So I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's not like the 700 to a billion that we started to get used to, but 400 million is a good hit rate, I suppose, at the moment.
Yeah, not bad, because people were scared shitless. What was the fear at yesterday? Was it 21 again?
21, and yeah. I thought we were going sub. I thought we were going into the teens yesterday. So I am actually quite surprised we're not under 20 at the moment. I like, why aren't people more scared? It's actually a little bit concerning, but don't leave me, babe. Okay, rate cuts are coming, the end of QT, a trade deal with China. I just don't know why the market is down.
The bounce is coming. It's coming.
It's coming, babe. Just hang in there. Panda, just hang in there, bro. It's coming. Okay.
I'm trying, man. I'm hanging on that bamboo.
Just hang in there. Call the ladies. Tell them it's coming. Okay, we're just pre-rich now. And is Trump going to wreck it for us, or is he gonna make things a little bit more pumper? Trump to make an announcement at 11 a.m. That's now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's it. It was as we were just coming on here. He's supposed to be talking, and I saw someone in the chat saying he's late. He's generally late to those speeches, like 30 minutes or so. But
okay, well, yeah. Here's a tweet. No crying in the casino. Okay, well, let's see how that goes. Now, the big news is obviously this tariff situation that has gone to the Supreme Court. Now, everybody is obviously talking about it, and it could be a reason that the markets are selling off a little bit. We just saw the S&P falling off over as well. But we also know that the Supreme Court, from what I understand, can make this decision in June, July next year. So it could be another situation of kicking the can down the road. So all this situation is at the moment is that they are hearing the case. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit weird to buy that the full reset happening in the market is based on this, but anyway, that is what is going down, and we'll have to see how this plays out today.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't think this singularly is controlling our price action. I think a lot of it has to do with the shutdown, because the shutdown's now causing real problems. Right, they're saying that by tomorrow, if the government's not open, they're going to start canceling flights, and it's affecting the economy. GDP numbers are being affected. This is actually becoming a big problem.
Your traffic control towers are getting fed by the airlines at the moment, apparently. So the guys aren't getting their fees covered. So,
right. Well, yeah, the air traffic controllers haven't been paid this entire time, and a bunch of them are not showing up to work now, and they're so short-staffed. They're going to start canceling flights and maybe closing airports if it continues.
Yeah, fair call. Okay, now how's this? The bar chart says there's now a 70% chance the Supreme Court will rule against Trump's tariffs. Now, I hate the way they've written this, because it's not a 70% chance. What they're saying is people are voting and they're betting. Okay, that there's a 70% chance. Okay, so it's slightly different. They aren't the judges. Okay, but that is what the general vote is at the moment. And with that in mind, the S&P is at extreme fear once again and sitting at all-time highs. I just don't understand how this thing works. And finally today, okay, it is rolling over a little bit today. And is this going to give us a couple of entries? So I've bought some more Palantir, and I've actually just bought my first order of MicroStrategy, hoping I'm not going to go to zero. Okay, so here we are, MicroStrategy on BTCC. It's just dropped into my first zone. We've been watching this zone for probably 2-3 weeks. We've been waiting for this. We are finally here. This is the zone that I wanted to test. So I'm long here. Got another order. We can buy more at about 231, 232. And then there's a possible cut, close under, say, 229. You can start trimming that thing if it doesn't give you some kind of bounce there. But it could be something. I would expect this to bounce with the crypto market. So if Bitcoin's going to shit the bed again, well, we're probably going to see MicroStrategy down here. Okay, so don't bet the house on this thing. And I think a lot of it's going to be how BTC behaves over the next week or so. So the next big level, guys, call it 200 into about 180 is going to be the next big one. Okay, and KD9K shorted Palantir at 207. That sounds like the absolute top. I mean, what an absolute biscuit. How did you get that?
Nice entry.
The last order of the day. That's absolute filth. Okay, so anyway, I've added to this Palantir at the moment on the 50-day moving average, and I'm looking for a little bouncy here. Again, nothing too severe, but we can see there is a gap. So I'm kind of looking for that lower high, something along those lines. Okay. And Dylan counter trading Barry on Palantir. He's 990 million short. It's going to be a challenge, boys, but we can do it. If we all stick together, we can squeeze him out. Okay, so that is the current situation there. So there's MicroStrategy, there's Palantir. I'm doing this on BTCC, guys. If you want to trade some stocks with me, there is a link in the show description for you guys. Now, Martin says, strong buy signal on Bitcoin. How's this? Bitcoin's net taker volume just hit negative 53 million, a deep negative print, indicating aggressive selling. Okay, historically, these spikes often mark local bottoms. I mean, that's a fair comment, I suppose. It's like the ultimate panic at the bottom there. And Father says, welcome to Max. Welcome to Max.
Just practicing for the new job, yeah.
We're just going to counter trade Michael Burry there all day long. It's great. Okay, now, guys, let's talk about this trap. What is the possible trap? And Giovanni Gold, my gold entry is actually lower down. So I was looking at 37, 38, somewhere in that region. I see it's peaking a little bit early. I'm waiting for that drop. But anyway, what is the possible trap out there in the market, and what should we be looking out for? So number one, you can see Bitcoin on the 3-day. This is a major support for us. This is where we got our monster bounce the other day. And this is the level that we expected to hold at least for a short-term period. Now, the trap could be as follows, okay? Let's say the market gets some energy. Let's say they shrug off the Trump situation at the moment, and the guys start buying back again. What are we looking at here? Possible pump, 109K. Possible pump, 113K. And this could just simply be our lower high off the 200-day moving average, off the 50-day MA, and then send us back to 94K, back to 88K. So this is something we really need to be watchful about. We need to pay attention to what is going on here. And if we do get a bounce out of Bitcoin, guys, 109 to 113 on the 3-day chart is telling us danger. Okay, that is a trouble zone for us, and we need to just be self-aware when we hit those areas. Okay, if we do just start dropping through today, I've got limit buys at 94,300 waiting. And then the next buy zone is going to be 87 to 88K. These are realistic levels for me where I would expect that type of bounce out of BTC if it is going to play out. Okay, so there's a nice mixed bag there for you guys. Let's get into some things here, and obviously we're going to talk to Panda, and we've got quite a bumper show here for you. I've got tons of alts. We're talking Zcash, ZK, Pump, Hype. I've even got AVAX. If we have time, we're going to cover that AVAX. I've got Aero for you guys as well, and I'm sure Panda's got a couple of things cooking there. What are you looking at the moment, sir?
I'm looking at a couple of shorts, mainly on ZRX and possibly MOG along.
Nice.
Okay.
That's exciting. A little bit of a mixed bag then. Okay, yes, and I've got 𝗬𝗬 for you. Ryan Joseph, I'm sitting in 𝗬𝗬. This thing is absolute torture at the moment. Okay, so let's go with Bitcoin dominance. You can see just simply reacting in our ping pong zones. Look at this, 60.4% bounce zone, and this is our strength zone that we're looking at. So if we do pump into this upside region, that is where we kind of expect these alts to outperform BTC, unless it obviously blows through. Then we start looking at that next region, and that next region at the moment is 61.7%. So we don't necessarily want to go all the way up there. We'd like to see that rejection at 61%. Okay, so that is why there's possibly a little bit of alt weakness at the moment. And now USDT dominance, this is obviously a major factor. We are now pushing into resistance, and there's two areas for us where the crypto gods can come and save us. It's right here, 5.52, or unfortunately, we might have to wait till it plugs into this 5.75% region. So if we do push one level higher, these alts most likely drop to the next level, and we feel a little bit of pain. You probably find Bitcoin goes and tests the lows that we spoke about a couple of minutes ago. Where these lows here? Where are these things here? There. Okay, we probably go down and we probably go and deal with this wick. Okay, so we're going to deal with this one step at a time. Let's just keep track of these things. Now, shitcoin casino on the RSI heat map got a couple of victims here at the moment. I did look at this AIA, but it was ripping too hard, and I didn't have any data for it. So what I did was I pulled out ICP, and I started sniffing at this ICP potential short situation over here. What I want to suggest, same story, guys. This is a big zone, but you kind of want to be careful above the 7.26 region. So what you can do is, if you are looking for a couple of exit plays, you can see we got nice horizontals over here, and you can just mark out your big horizontal zones. And again, it's up to you, like how you want to play your risk and how you want to play your leverage and things like that. Like I've taken a small position over here, and my exit plan is going to be a close above this wick essentially. So if we start pushing through that area, I'm going to cut that thing and wait and see what happens. But typical rejection zones here for ICP could be that one, 7.44, and it could be 806, as well as possible rollover zones. Okay, so just be careful of that one. It is looking a little bit overcooked here on the daily, and probably some volatility coming on this guy. And the other one is 1,000 rats. Now, when last did you trade 1,000 rats, bro? Do you remember this thing? Isn't this like a meme on Bitcoin or something like that?
That was a while ago. A good while ago.
Okay, so guys, if you want to have a go, 1,000 rats, I've got a macro VWAP. Okay, this is like quite a serious VWAP over here. I've got a macro 382 as well. So 455 could be an interesting one if you want to have a go. So close above 47, probably a reasonable exit. If it rips higher, there's a new short zone for you at 57. And then if it pumps again, well, you probably get licky, but 007 is going to be the next big one. Okay, so these are all the big ones. If it pops into these areas in a very short time frame, you're probably going to get a very big rejection. Okay, so 007, 057, and 0455. These are the ones that I like. And what is AJ? Time to short ICP, he says. And these DJs are going to push that price down. Look, hopefully we can send it a little bit lower. We nailed it the other day. 2 days ago, we nailed that ICP short zone. Now, let's talk about the greatest shitcoin in history. Okay? ETH, May 21, 3,300. April 22, 3,300. November 25, 3,300. How does this make you feel? I mean, how does anyone feel here? This
very stable.
Well, yeah, very stable. You know what's funny is XRP is similar. Not that it had a lot of volatility, but it's back where it was at the beginning, basically, right? It went down to like 17 cents in the middle, but it's right back to where it was. Just
So
this is not keeping up with inflation even, let alone actually making some profit.
Exactly. You might as well have bought gold. You might as well have built the S&P.
Much better.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bitmine portfolio, how's this? 2.1 billion down in a blink. Now, we know Bitmine is basically trying to be MicroStrategy of ETH, okay? And we know when the pressure comes, or when the shit hits the fan and ETH starts going, I don't know, sub 2.5, sub 2K, maybe Bitmine's going to look slightly different. But right now, they are under a ton of pressure here.
I wonder what his liquidation level is. Where does he get into trouble company-wise? What level does ETH have to go to for him to go bankrupt?
It's a good question, but I can tell you there's going to be pressure. There's going to be pressure because these guys have been buying it at some big numbers there. Okay, so guys, something to watch, obviously. And if there is a forced sale, well, then we're going to be picking ETH up at the 1K or something like that. Okay, so just remember, when you got something that big forced to sell, that is where the real pain is going to come. And why is my bank balance not where it was then? Okay, says Dan. That's a good system, actually. Now, guys, let's just look at ETH briefly. You can see it looks very similar to the Bitcoin chart. Okay, no real difference. Look at that. Bitcoin 3-day versus ETH at the moment. Also, a very similar look to it. So what I am expecting, which would be nice, okay, is some kind of dip into 3,150, 3,200, and some kind of bounce on ETH. Okay, that would be quite polite if they could do that for us, and then possibly another drop lower into 2,750. So that's kind of like my game plan at the moment, and we'll have to play it by ear. If we don't get a big enough bounce, guys, we're going to drop into 2,750 sooner rather than later. And I do expect this area to get hit before the bottom is in. Okay, so I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but 2,750 looks like a zone. And then obviously when we start hitting zones like that, we're going to start having discussions about wicks and things like that. We'll deal with that when we need to. Hold my rod, I love that name. And we're going to look at hype as well. And Panda, you can hold his rod too. Now let's talk Sol. Okay, also very similar. It's gone into my shit coinery status for me at the moment. I'm not enjoying Solana. It's quite annoying. It's not a big mover as well. And yeah, for now it's holding this 155 region, but I've got a zone lower down. And for me, like at some point we're going to 130 on Solana. I just don't know what that path is going to look like exactly. But for me, if we do get a short-term bounce in the market here on Sol, anything between 155, 145, I'm expecting rejection. 168, 176, I'm expecting some sells up there, guys, and then a possible visit into that 130. Now, KD9BK says the bottom is in. Well, that would be pleasing. Okay, that would be really pleasing. I mean, in terms of what we're looking at here on Sol, it's pretty heavily oversold here on the daily. So, we have seen in the past, you might get a little bounce here, then they come and bring you back for some divergence, and that divergence could take us down into this 130 region. Okay, so just remember that is on the table, obviously. And Sol, I'm not looking for big bounces here. 168, 175, if that's going to come. But I'm actually tired of getting chopped around for a few days. I mean, you haven't been in the markets because you've been traveling, or have you been experiencing our pain where it's up and down, up and down, up and down?
I'm always experiencing y'all's pain. But no, actually it was kind of refreshing to take 3-4 days off the charts, off trading, not getting chopped up. And now I'm getting chopped up.
Nice. Welcome back to the pod. Okay, well, it's good to have you back. Now, Ryan says AVAX. I actually got AVAX for you, sir. And it is one of the entries that I've got for you today. It's like pretty deep and dark. And I'll flash it to you quickly. There it is. Okay, there's AVAX. We actually did look at this one previously. So the entry on AVAX is 15.5. Anywhere into that wick, so 15.3, 15.5. It's a big zone here. This is the daily. If it doesn't bounce there, you can literally cut it off. Okay, look at that. We're getting reversal prints, things like that at the moment. So yeah, let's pray to the AVAX gods. Okay, Giovanni says, when short Zcash? Don't tell me I'm going to get rinsed here. No, fuck, I'm getting rinsed on Zcash. I'm short Zcash. I'm short. I'm negative 143 here. I'm short Zcash on Gravity. Okay, well, let's talk about this thing. Why am I short Zcash? Well, number one, I'm mentally disturbed. Number two, what I did was look at Zcash on the weekly, and I said to myself, like, every time there's been a beautiful narrative in the market, it's been nice, and everyone got onto the Zcash train in 2017. What happened? They miraculously dumped it. They did it again in 21, absolutely ended it again, twice in 21. And now here we are again in 2025. Is this time different? I don't know. Like, I don't have the answer. But looking at this chart, there's 3 areas where this thing is shortable for me. And that is 500, which it's blowing through now. It's 630 and it's 783. I don't know. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this narrative, Bando? I mean, when are we going to catch this thing?
I highly doubt it's different, but like these tokens are like the blast from the past. They're getting their time, and they're getting their time like properly. You know, it's not like just like a pump for a week or so. No, they're getting their like quarterly movements. So I wouldn't fade this thing. And I don't think it's going to be like just one short that's going to end it all to hell, you know, like previous pumps. I think it's just going to be a slow bleed over time. But yeah, no, this thing... I'm
too scared to long this thing. The only thing my mind can do is try and short this thing. I mean, when I see this thing, I just get terrified. I just feel like I'm going to get chopped up all day. So, brother...
I got stung on it. I'm not going to lie, on a short. So that's why I'm kind of just... It's like that hype that we tried to take like 4 or 5 months ago that just kept on biting us. That's how Zcash is right now.
Okay, so guys, look, in summary, if you want to do dumb shit, 630... 780. Okay, if you want to do dumb shit, that's what's left. Okay, you can see I'm in it now. I'm trying to farm on gravity here while we're talking. I'm sitting in the short, and it's a little bit red. Okay, but I'm getting paid to be short. I mean, that's cute. I'm $92 down, but I'm getting paid 8. I mean, that's a relief. Okay, talk about hedging. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm doing here in gravity, busy farming. And virtual, you can see I've got an entry waiting for virtual on gravity for my farming here, 1.185. What is gravity and why am I calling it farming? Well, guys, basically, if you trade on this DEX gravity, you're going to earn points, okay? And those points will turn into an airdrop for you, and that airdrop could be worth some $1. Okay, and that is the basic plan. And the guys from Hyperliquid did really nicely. The guys from Lighter did really nicely, and Asta did really nicely. So I'm just farming this thing, trades up, trades down, long, short, whatever's going on here. Just collecting my points, biding my time, and let's see if it is gonna play out for us. Okay, so there's a link in the description there if you want to come and farm with me. And Run is sending Zcash to 10K. No fucking way.
Yeah, him and Dupes were having a discussion here on this, and yeah, Rand's saying 10K, and Dupes was looking at it this morning, and he was like, listen, we've got 8 green candles in a row. On the 9th, it falls down. I think he's looking 750 or so is what Dupes is looking at. But yeah, Rand's certain 10K, and the KOLs all over this thing. It's dangerous to try and short just because there's so much attention at the moment.
Wait, like
being shilled everywhere.
Like 10K?
10K.
10K.
Yeah, they're all saying this is the new Bitcoin
right.
And blah, blah, blah. It's all over everywhere.
That's not the new Bitcoin.
Influencers.
That's the new XRP army, sir.
But it has the attention, so it's very dangerous for shorts at the moment.
630, 790, 800. Okay, those are the zones for me. Yeah, Arthur Hayes also said 10K, but remember, he was pumping GMX as well, and that thing fell over. So whatever, guys. You know what? Look at this chart. You fucking tell me. Let's come back to this in a week or two and see where we are. But somebody's going to get rinsed in this thing. If you didn't get it early enough, you're probably going to get rinsed long. You're probably going to get rinsed short. Yeah, so just enjoy the ride, okay? Maybe try and stick to a couple of other things here. And yeah, this year's Casper, 100%. Run is smoking ZEC opium. Okay, so guys, virtual. Been waiting patiently for this thing, okay? And are we finally going to get a little bouncy on this virtual? So I'm not going to harp on this thing too long, but I just want to show you what's here. I've got an order block sitting in the zone. I've got the 100-day MA. I've got a 618 fib as well. I've got some nice horizontals, and virtual to me on the 2 hour getting close to some kind of reversal. And let's see, I've got an order 1.185. Look at that. The 1 hour is heavily oversold here at the moment, and maybe we are going to get a little pumpy out of this virtual. So I've got an order waiting on gravity at the moment there, 1.185. And let's see, I've also got an order waiting on WEX as well, also at about 1.2, and looking for this thing to get picked up and hopefully some kind of bounce here. So what is the exit plan? For me, option 1 is you can exit under 1.17. Okay, that's your most sort of degen exit plan. So 1.17 exit plan. Alternatively, you can exit below 1.16. That's also reasonable if you close below that. And if you're a proper hodler, okay, and you want to be a long-term investor, you're going to go exit under 1.1, okay, for virtual. So these are your 3 key zones that make sense to me, where you can jump out if you are wrong. Now, we're not looking for a massive move. You can see the moves of late have been pretty small. So, you know, if you can squeeze 8% out of this thing, it's good. If you can get 17, well, fuck, we'll be rich. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking for there on virtual. Let's talk ZK. And is this thing going to give me a little bouncy? Okay, so Zcash smells like an OM mantra. Yes, it does, actually. Mike's, Minds, and Matters. But guys, in terms of ZK, this is another privacy narrative situation. And this is the area I marked out earlier for the hackers. And you can see the 1 hour is starting to drop lower. So I think we're going to get a bounce on the ZK at 0.00633. So waiting for this. I've got a VWAP in this area. I've got a 382. We just want to see this thing drop into the zone. So get your alarm on. You can see my alarm is on here and waiting for this thing. Kijo's dad says, did that Link conference happen already? Well, fucking Link just basically kept sending me to zero. Like, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. I might even move it off my watch list. I'm so sick of Link. But guys, ZK 633 looking for a bounce. Yeah, I think we're making our way there. Should get something. And then in terms of a backup zone for you, 566. Okay, that's a big one as well. I've got VWAPs here. I've got the 200-day MA. I've got horizontal. So 566 as well. That could be a nice degen long zone. So that would be zone number one. Probably get about 3% risk on this. And then your next one will probably be about 3% risk as well. So just manage your leverage and manage how you play this thing. You can see a small little move on this chart is actually quite a big move in terms of percentages, okay? And what was the question about DOM there? What was that? Why did we stop longing BTC DOM? It was less fun. It was so slow. But I suppose we can always do that again. That was Panda's genius idea. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about... 𝗬𝗏𝗏, Hype, Pump, XRP, that short is cooking from yesterday, Aero, and yeah, and then Panda's going to give us something. So let's get Panda in the house now. Let's see what he's got for us. And give me something that can make us make some of this chop money back, please, sir.
All right.
We get alt season when Uncle Donald sends out the tariff rebate checks. Well, yeah, something's got to happen there. Uncle Donald's going to do something here for us. Okay, let's see what Panda's got here.
All right. So I got this ZRX. I'm not really sure if this was news driven, but I was looking at the charts today and this was showing a lot of relative strength. And I was coming into a very, very, very key zone here at the 50 SMA. So I have a setup here. It needs a little bit of time. We kind of front ran this area, 0.222, 0.222 down to 0.233. And I would give it a 2 hour close above 0.2333. Definitely laddering in, but in terms of something exciting, we actually might be getting an entry right now if the market falls over because it's rejecting off the 618. I would be using, let me zoom in because this is on the 4 hour. If the market bounces right now, this setup remains as is, 0.222. If not, if we start to fall over and we start closing under the 618, I just want a push to fill a little bit of the SWIC at 0.212. Could be a scalp opportunity. I know you don't want me to drop setups within setups, but I think this could be valid like very, very, very soon. And it's a very, very, very tight stop loss, anywhere from 0.208 to 0.214. That's going to be about a 2.8% stop loss. And so I would ignore
a little move up into that entry.
Yeah, 0.208 could be a scalp opportunity. Otherwise, you got your 50, you got a macro view up, you got your 786, also macro 786. And yeah, it looks like a very interesting zone to kind of short, and it's sweeping previous week highs right now. So a push into the 50 will definitely get us some sort of reaction. If front runs it and we can't catch it as of yet, I would play this off the 618 at 0.208, which is something that if we push into there, I'm going to open a small position just to scalp it while I wait for this entry at 0.222.
Bitcoin literally shitting the bed. I've just been stopped out on my first long. We're going to look at it now. Guys, remember, all these charts that you see here, they go into the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys directly after the show. So if you're looking at Panda's chart and you weren't sure what is going on, it's going to be there for all the Discord members. It is there waiting for you guys. Anyone know what Trump is talking about? Can you let us know, please? Because it feels like he's sending us to zero again.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. Okay, what else is cooking there, sir?
Mog on the daily. I honestly wouldn't fade these meme coins when it comes to, you know, if there's a reversal. A lot of people fade the old school memes, and they do move, you know, like just previously it just pumped like 75% over the past couple of days. So I wouldn't fade this. The daily is printing, and it looks like it's reversed. I have an entry here. What I like that it filled half of this wick from the previous dump, the massive dump. So that's kind of reassuring. It's sitting on a 618 right now. So I'm just waiting on a little bit of a pullback for this 4 hour and 2 hour to reset at around, oops, definitely not a short. Definitely do not short here. I would be also taking a very tight entry here at 0.337 with a stop loss down to 0.322. The reason being is I like this order block here on the 2 hour that led to a breakout. And if we come back to test it, I'm definitely going to try to long it down to a dead cat bounce. And if you ask why am I not including these wicks into the setup, well, A, it's because it's going to be a very, very, very wide stop loss, like 15%. Secondly, this would be a bias that this order block is going to hold, and these wicks are going to be, it's going to be the confirmed deviation, and we're not going to visit this for some time.
Okay, so again, what's your entry here? What do you got here?
0.338 down to 0.3275.
Okay.
Again, I would be laddering into this one.
And I see Karen says the stocks are dropping. Let's take a look. Are we getting rinsed here at the moment? Let's see. Well, I see Bitcoin USDT dominance is pumping. That's not a good look. Stocks are getting rinsed. Okay, we're going to zero. And can anyone tell us if Trump is talking yet? Is he live?
Late.
Here?
That's what this guy's saying here. Dan is saying that they're still waiting, and that's typical. Whenever his things are announced, it's usually 30 to 45 minutes before he actually shows up to the podium. So
okay,
momentarily.
But this is a decent size, a decent sign, isn't it? Because, you know, we're flushing. They're kind of just anticipating if there's a relief bounce, might as well get rid of the late longers right now. So when he speaks, you know, hopefully something positive, and then we come from there.
50-day MA on the S&P 6680 down to 6665. That looks like a reasonable zone for me. And a little sell-off before Trump speaks, I suppose. Not the worst thing ever, I suppose. Like, could be a buy opportunity. Let's see, unless they expecting worst case scenario. Okay, so ZK giving us a bounce. Let's talk to 𝗬𝗬𝗬. And why is this thing suddenly alive again after like chopping around here for 5 days? The rest of the market is capitulating, and 𝗬𝗬𝗬 is holding these levels. So guys, believe it or not, we've got support. The 200-day MA, the 50-day MA, it's still holding for this thing. We've printed a VWAP reversal on the 4 hour. So yeah, I'm stuck in this 𝗬𝗬𝗬 and waiting for some magic to happen here and using this as my exit plan. So under the 50-day, under the 200-day, I'm bailing, and then upside targets, keep it simple. 407 and 432, not looking for much more than that. I reckon we get quite a big rejection off this VWAP. If we run into this VWAP here, I think there's trouble up there. It's probably a good short as well. Okay. And he too is setting his long limit orders. Yeah, exactly. So he's busy getting his bids in there. Him and the boys. Okay. Let's see now. What is, oh God, look at that shit show. So I've taken that stop on that BTC long, but let's see what's going on. So BTC capitulating here. My virtual orders picked up 1.2. ICP short getting rinsed. Virtual short from earlier, that's printing. We got Squid from the other day, still doing the thing to 𝗬𝗬𝗬. I'm pretty much stuck in that. ARC, that DGen short from the other day, that thing is still dumping. So that was a small position, but nice big size profit there on that one. Sol, relatively flat. Brett short, and then that XRP short from yesterday. I was still in it, so just an opportunity to add a little bit to that one. And then you can see I'm building some hype here at the moment. Okay, and Tomb says AVAX is not looking so good so far. Let's see where we are. Look, I mean, that's kind of, it depends on your time horizon. So you know, AVAX sitting on a weekly level over here. If you lose that weekly level, you probably go to zero. Okay, so you can use 14.9, you can use 14.7 for AVAX, and then after that, well, geez, you start looking at things like this. Okay, 12. Okay, for AVAX. So that is obviously on the table. Get your bids ready, but that's how I would play it. AVAX is on a weekly level. It's not the worst thing ever. Let's talk hype. So the question is, when does hype bounce? So it bounced off our mini bull zone there earlier today. Now it's fallen over. So what we can do is we can look at the 2 hour and say, okay, that's not ready yet. Let's see where we are on the 1 hour. And this hopefully gives us some kind of guide as to where we get some kind of short-term relief or short-term bounce. And you can see we're probably going to print some kind of divergence now on this hype. So I would say areas you want to watch. Let's just look at 36.8. Let's look at that guy. So that looks like a possible reaction zone. And that will tie in quite nicely with that little cluster over there. So 36.87. And let's see if this gives us some kind of reversal. We're super close here on the lower time frame. Why are the flags half-mast at the White House? That's an interesting question. I'm sure we're going to find out. Here's pump. Okay, so also same story, hype and pump. I call them the twins, but here we are on the 1 hour. We're getting close to a reversal. So where does pump bounce? It's either at 36 or it's bouncing at 34 for me. These are the two zones that I'm expecting some kind of relief on pump. If you are in hype already, for example, and you're not in pump, then maybe just wait. Okay, wait for lower on this pump situation. Wait for something like that. So your numbers are 36 and you're looking at 34, but I expect one of those to hold there for some kind of bounce. And what's going on? Oh, is Dick Cheney? Did he pass? Okay. This XRP, guys, I told you, like, I want to make a hobby for us of shorting XRP. And I mean, this was just a really nice setup yesterday, and it played into our hands perfectly. Look at this, straight into the VWAP, straight into the trend, a wick through the 0.5. And it was my dream XRP setup. Okay, so I'll make sure that I'm hunting more of these for you guys. And look, XRP, like I'd like it to go to zero, obviously. Is there a place where this thing can bounce? Well, I'd say in the current conditions, you're either looking at a 618 or you're looking at a wick fill for some kind of short-term bounce. But for me, no, like zero reason to close that short. And hopefully, you know, any bounces that we get here from XRP are short-lived. And it might give us an opportunity to add a little bit. So if you do get a bounce here, you probably hit that undercarriage and then roll over again on this XRP. So 2.2 potentially give you a bounce, and then look at rejections at 2.31 in that type of region there. Okay. Otherwise, I'd say we're coming back to the lows at 2.07, guys. And yeah, look, I mean, RT, I know the feeling. Hey, I mean, mine's already cut off though, so I don't have anything left to cut off. GM.
You need to borrow the horse.
I need to borrow Dave's dead horse. Okay, let's talk about. Speaking of Dave's dead horse, he's got a show tonight, and this collapse or this capitulation might be perfect timing for Dave's show later on today, because he's going to do some swing setups for you. So if the market capitulates further, I think you're going to get some entries there from Davey later. Okay, so guys, Aero, 1 hour. Look at this. We are now busy getting heavily oversold here on Aero. I think we're going to get a bounce here on this thing. And what I'd say is, if you want an exit plan, I'd say give it a chance. So there's possibly a buy here. There's possibly a buy here. And if you're looking for an exit plan, I would say maybe a close below 8. Okay, so look for something like that. I suspect Aero gives us a bounce here. So something like this maybe could come out. And hopefully then we get upside at 94. Looks like a reasonable zone there for me. So looking for something a little bit higher on Aero. You can see I'd like to see that push into 94, 98. These are really nice short zones higher up. And you can see this reset is screaming at the moment. Yeah, Kijo's dad. I can't believe 𝗨𝗨. I can't believe I'm still alive on 𝗨𝗨. I mean, it's even, the candle's even turning green here. Okay, I see Hype's giving us a bounce. Pump's giving us a little bounce. Fuck XRP. Why is it bouncing? AVAX is giving us a bounce. Let's see BTC here. Let's see what it's hitting. If it's hit that 786, I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna cry. Okay, it hasn't hit it yet. Okay, we don't have to cry yet. Planning Project says, did we look at AIA yet? We haven't, because I didn't have any data for this thing, for this AIA. Let me show you why. I didn't like this thing here. Did virtual bounce? You see, I don't have any information here for you. Okay, so we're a little bit stuck on that one. We want to see past history there. Okay, little virtual bounce there, guys. We're gonna make sure these charts are in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys. James, anything you'd like to say, sir?
Good luck, everyone. Another lovely day of dumping.
Panda, anything you'd like to say, sir?
Don't be scared to short, guys.
Short the bottom.
Short the bottom, long
the pumps. Don't be scared to short the pumps.
Okay, later, guys.